Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of Rumpole for the Defense by John Mortimer, narrated by Patrick Tull. This book, copyrighted 1981 by Adven Press Limited, is recorded by permission of Sterling Lord Literaristic Incorporated. This performance is copyrighted 1991 by Recorded Books Incorporated. He's champion of the underdog, scourge of judges, the man who single-handedly upholds the might of British justice. He's Rumpole for the Defense. And now, Rumpole and the Confession of Guilt.
This morning a postcard, decorated with an American stamp and a fine view of the Florida freeways, put me in mind of the long-distant day when my son Nick first left these shores, leaving his mother and father staring at each other in wild surmise, alone in our mansion flat in Froxbury Court, Gloucester Road. Nick had finished with Oxford and was about to take up the offer of a postgraduate course at the University of Baltimore, which would lead to his teaching sociology and eventually becoming the head of his department in Miami. Today's postcard was yet another invitation from our daughter-in-law Erica to hang up the wig, burn the Archbold on criminal law, and retire to join Nick and his wife in the Sunshine State, where senior citizens loll on beaches, and never is heard a discouraging word from the likes of His Honour Judge Bullingham. If the time for such an uprooting were ever to arrive, it had not come yet. I still have enough strength and health to totter to my feet to address the jury. Pomeroy's claret still keeps me astonishingly regular, and I'm still more or less profitably engaged on the sort of work which I was doing in that far-off day when my son Nick first set off to seek a newer world and found a swimming bath, an outdoor cooking device, a carport for 2 motors, and my daughter-in-law Erica. I also remember the day Nick left for America, because I was then defending a customer called Mr. Gladstone in an attempted murder case which depended in the main on his own confession of guilt. Mr. Gladstone was black. He lived in Brixton, and he was just 16 years of age. I was reading his brief at breakfast with my wife Hilda, known to me as she who must be obeyed, and something in the youth and boyishness of Mr. Oswald Gladstone put me irresistibly in mind of Wordsworth. Picture me, then, dressed for battle in black-jacket, winged collar and striped trousers, champing toast and quoting the old sheep of the Lake District. There was a boy, ye knew him well, ye cliffs and islands of Wenanda, many a time at evening, when the earliest stars began to move along the edges of the hills, rising or setting, would he stand alone, more toast, please, Hilda, beneath the trees or by the glimmering lake, and there blew mimic hootings to the silent owls, that they might answer him, refill of coffee, please, Hilda. Rumpole, I do wish you'd stop doing your legal work at breakfast. You're getting butter all over that brief. Now, about Nick, about your son. My client today is a boy, younger than Nick, and engaged on rather less harmless pursuits than sociology. A brilliant client. I mean, he only took out a flick knife and stabbed a young man in a bus queue outside Lord's cricket ground at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I mean, if you have to do that sort of thing, at least do it during the hours of darkness, and if possible not in St. John's Wood Road. Rumpole, I'm trying to have a serious conversation. She gave me one of her severest looks. Well, I think the fellow who got stabbed took it seriously, I told her. He was a total stranger, of course. Just someone my juvenile client felt like stabbing. Absolutely brilliant. When are you going to say goodbye to your son, Rumpole, before he goes away to the other side of the world? There was a sinister charge.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?